From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home at this moment of national emergency. To stay at home, protect our NHS and save lives.
We've written to the Chancellor pleading for his support for our seasonal workers. We can't just shut the door and walk away. As seasonal businesses, we fear that we have lost our 2020 income, so we need the Chancellor's support as winter is coming.
Our political correspondent Ross Hawkins reports.
So what I can see just now is I can see a lot of trees which are in blossom. I can see some birds flying around, lots of mown grass, pretty location, but not a lot else, to be honest with you. And you've just got empty pitches. I mean, it's like we've had good weather recently, and it's just been like going through winter with sunshine. It's been a really surreal time.
I've never known anything like it. These are businesses on their knees. They haven't got any income. These are frightened, anxious people.
I'm hemorrhaging cash. I've got zero income, and I am very, very worried.
The message from the holiday park industry: keep everyone safe and keep us afloat.
What we need is the support, and the support is for seasonal businesses all the way through to next spring, a furlough system that works for small businesses, help with our costs.
Well, actually, as you can see from our accommodation, we're ideally placed for social distancing because our units are quite separate, they're completely self-contained.
We do have plans in place so that we can start a phased reopening, but we can't start 100% from Wednesday. It's just not possible, and it wouldn't be safe to bring everybody back at the same time.
Now, some caravan parks in East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire say they've had to increase security to deal with the growing numbers of people who are trying to gain access to their caravans during the lockdown.
But the law says that the park is closed. The law also says you can't visit or stay in your holiday home. It's very, very clear.
Do you think holidays outside, such as camping or caravanning, could be seen as carrying less risk than staying in hotels?
It is absolutely an aerobiological truism that outdoor environments are much less risk than indoor environments.
We've got 100 acres of beautiful Herefordshire countryside and around 200 owners. That's about half an acre each. If that isn't social distancing, ask me what is.
If Brits can't go on holiday anytime soon, maybe can they go camping outdoors?
Yes, I've had quite a lot of correspondence about that since my appearances last week, as you'd imagine, and I stand ready to give advice to the government.
Caravan park owners in England are calling on the government to let them reopen next month.
We're facing 3 winters because we haven't had a summer season this year, and we're asking government specific support to see us through until next Easter. Opening us in a sensible, responsible way would help.
People have got static caravans that they live in that have built-in facilities, then it's just like their house. It is ridiculous that they cannot occupy that.
We can self-isolate here much easier than we could possibly self-isolate at our primary home. And looking at it and knowing that we can't actually go in there.
It's very frustrating.
It's a home from home. It's our little palace and we can't use it. It's ridiculous.
The industry is huge, supporting tens of thousands of jobs. Now, though, a warning that it's at risk.
If the caravan parks don't open soon, there'll be a lot of people having to make some very tough decisions.
90% of all the UK's caravans are made here in Hull and East Yorkshire, an entire industry that needs holiday parks to reopen.
Government says the 4th of July could be the date campsites are given their independence from lockdown. Freedom, maybe, and not a moment too soon.
Your bread and butter months are April to October, and then you plan for the winter budget over that. So at the moment it is like having 3 winters.
Self-contained accommodation is one of the things we're talking to the tourism sector about, whether it might be one of the things that even in this tourist season we might be able to think of.
And I guess, we saw pictures at the weekend of people flocking to the beach and going out to natural beauty spots and just sort of like clustering around there.
Today you can go and visit a boat on a marina, or you can go and visit a beach hut. Can't stay overnight, but you can't visit a holiday park because it's closed by law.
As the coronavirus pandemic continues, and with no guarantee of a rescue package, coastal communities will suffer.
It has been hard, especially when we look at the figures compared to last year and the year before. There's the furlough scheme, bounce back loans and the grants, but not the full financial funds that we'd expect if we were open and busy.
You can go to your happy place in North Yorkshire, as I said earlier, where it's a fresh air hotel where you've got your social distancing. What we provide is very, very much intertwined with our local economies.
Will the Secretary of State look at greater flexibilities to allow the hospitality industry to open up sooner, particularly with outside premises? Lobby the Chancellor to reduce the VAT rate on tourism to 5% and make sure that our great British seaside towns can start to recover by making staycations a practical option.
Indeed, I much prefer British holidays to holidays overseas, so I'd be delighted to visit his constituency and others.
We could open on Monday. We have the resources, we have the equipment to do that.
When the park was forced to close, the owners of these static caravans, mostly the elderly, wanted to stay, and that's because they felt safer self-isolating here than back at home.
We're as prepared as we can be.
This business wants to end its lockdown and allow caravan owners back to a place they feel at home.
I didn't say that tourism was over in Wales for this year. What I said was that we still hoped to be able to offer some relief to the tourism industry later in the summer.
The next stage on this roadmap is the 4th of July. I very much hope that we will be able to stick to that roadmap and we will see tourism return to the UK.
Today, they were told some self-catering operators could at least start to prepare.
2 more weeks of staying local will help us all stay on the path we have created together.
Frankly, you can't get better than visiting places right across England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, and I hope people will take up that opportunity during the summer.
We know they're safe. I've been working with government on the guidance. With their encouragement, I got it out to the industry more than a fortnight ago. We've done all our COVID security procedures. We're ready to go. We need government to give us the green light. We've got businesses on the edge now. We need to get the summer back.
What's on the line for you here? I suppose ultimately jobs. We've got to get back open to be able to get some money coming back through the tills.
If they're caravan sites, they have to be 5 metres apart anyway. How they can function, what they might change in terms of how they use those internal facilities.
I know you've been fighting hard and our 3 local MPs have been fighting hard. Can you offer us any glimmer of hope?
The Prime Minister is getting up on his feet at 12:30 in the House today to make the announcement. Camping is absolutely integral. It's the most affordable holiday. And surely you can't open up tourism for the rich who can afford a holiday and stop our customers, our campers, from coming on holiday. That wouldn't be fair.
From the 4th of July, provided that no more than 2 households stay together, people will be free to stay overnight in self-contained accommodation, including hotels and bed and breakfasts, as well as campsites, as long as shared facilities are kept clean.
For many, it's come not a moment too soon.
How do you feel?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. David will never make back what he's already lost this year. What's lost doesn't matter, he says, though. What does matter is what he gets to keep, his staff.
Really don't think we would have kept all the staff with us through the winter.
Is that stark?
That dark. This business just couldn't manage to pay those salaries through the winter.
The phones are going one after the other at the moment.
Would-be holidaymakers were too, apparently.
Ross Pritchard, is today's announcement just what you needed? Was there much celebration in the office?
Well, nobody's in the office, but there was celebration across the industry. I have never seen so much joy and relief coming out of the park owners, the holiday park owners, the campsite owners in particular. And then the joy was coming from their customers. They'd all been waiting. The audience listening to the Prime Minister's announcement must have been enormous because the phones have been ringing off the hook across the industry all afternoon.
That is fantastic.
We're hoping that the sun will keep shining, the customers keep coming, and that the government will support us through next winter. The date, 4th of July in England. Still waiting in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. but it's the beginning.
We're opening for business, so let the holiday fun begin. Things will be a little different to how they used to be.
For the industry, there are new precautions and procedures to keep guests safe. Disinfectant fogging machines being used at this holiday park ahead of visitors returning.
It's going to be a very different experience indeed. This is usually the check-in desk, but actually when people arrive here from next week, they will make a phone call here and they'll be told which caravan or chalet to go to, which will have a sticker on it. It will have been sealed by the cleaner.
The UK tourism industry is now preparing for a boom in staycations.
One of the silver linings of this horrible COVID cloud is that people might fall back in love with the Great British Holiday.
From today, campsites in England are allowed to reopen.
This is a really big day for the campsites. They've lost a big chunk of their seasonal income, but fortunately, like you were saying, Naga, the campers can't be deterred.
A lot of the way we're going to operate is using the intelligence of our customers. But the other thing that we're going to do is start on a very low occupancy. You know, we're just starting with 30% really of what we'd normally take.
At Debbie's campsite on the other side of the lake, they've done everything they can to get up and running. Again, reduced bookings are key to ensuring social distancing, with extra cleaning schedules introduced.
We want to welcome back our visitors, like we do every year, in a safe environment.
I've decided for the next 6 months to cut VAT on food, accommodation and attractions. That for the month of August, we will give everyone in the country an Eat Out to Help Out discount.
The sale of caravans and motorhomes has gone through the roof, not just new ones, but second-hand ones as well.
Yes, that is absolutely brilliant for our industry. We've got a new breed of customers coming into the industry, whether they're buying a seasonal tour, a pitch, or a touring caravan, or even buying a holiday home. And we've seen the regeneration of the park industry over the last fortnight, 3 weeks since we've been open, which is absolutely...
You see yourself going back to cruises?
I've been surprised. I never thought in a million years I'd be a caravaner.
The businesses will continue to benefit from the VAT cut until the 12th of January. The furlough scheme continues until the end of October. Visit England and Visit Britain will soon be launching a new domestic campaign, and we are encouraging local planning authorities to relax planning conditions on caravan parks, campsites and holiday parks to extend the season.
So it's an appeal to people to think carefully about those journeys. If they're necessary, you must make them. If they're not necessary, please don't travel unless you have to.
We will now simplify and standardise our local rules by introducing a 3-tiered system of local COVID alert levels in England, set at medium, high and very high.
At this campsite in St Ives, they have some tough decisions to make.
We're actually going through our bookings, our advanced bookings now, and checking out people's postcode areas, particularly any of those that are in the very high tier. We are emailing them, asking them to get in contact with us, and we can then discuss what they're planning.
Certainly we've seen some cancellations. We've had a lot of phone calls with people inquiring as to what the situation is, what would happen to their booking and to the money they've paid.
And the new national shutdown means that if you were to come here on holiday on Friday, you would be breaking the law.
I can't imagine anywhere in Wales is delighted.
But Wales has made a decision. The consequences will define everyone's lives here. The barrier comes down again on Friday.
Now, to contain this autumn surge, I'm afraid from Thursday, the basic measure is the same. Stay at home, protect the NHS, and save lives.
With confidence that life should be returning to normal by spring?
Yes. I'm probably the first guy to say that, but I will say that with some confidence.
That's fabulous news.